Episode 4 of Series 1 sees the first two-parter of the new series, with the Doctor and Rose returning to present-day Earth simply 12 hours after they left, according to the Doctor, or so it seems. While Rose rushes back to a suburban flat, the Doctor begins to flick through the posters and leaflets on a nearby lamppost, which results in him then running after Rose as if to warn her about something. The subsequent twist is that Rose has been gone for 12 months, as opposed to 12 hours, and that Jackie's been going out of her mind with worry. As a concept, this really intrigued me on a first viewing when I was younger, and intrigues me even more now as it highlights how the Doctor is not always able to plot the TARDIS's coordinates perfectly, just as he couldn't many times in the classic series. On a more character-driven level, it works as it excellently introduces some tension between Jackie and the Doctor, and places Rose's character right in the centre of it all. An awesome element of this episode right off the bat is Murray Gore's music once again. Indeed, a track from the Series 1 soundtrack that always resonates with me is Slitheen, which first features in this very episode. Namely in the scene where we first see the alien UFO flying over London, hitting Big Ben, and then promptly crashing in the Thames. For me, this track does not just provide me with pure nostalgia every time I hear it, but it really exemplifies what is happening on screen quite exquisitely, and really embodies what Doctor Who should be: mysterious, and with an alien touch every once in a while. One other awesome scene for me personally is when the Doctor leaves Rose's flat and proceeds back to the TARDIS in order to discover what is going on in the research lab after discovering said lab on the news. What I enjoy about this scene is that it gives us as the viewer more of an insight into the functionalities of the TARDIS, seeing the Ninth Doctor pilot the TARDIS and getting a feel for the relationship they have with one another. What makes this scene magnificent is the direction by the wonderful Keith Boak once again, which is obvious in the technique he uses to highlight the fabulous TARDIS interior, just like he did in the series opener Rose, which he also directed. One real fantastic moment that this episode produces early on is when the Doctor reacts to the crashing spaceship. Of course, the CGI isn't that bad at all, I might add, considering when it was made. But his reaction, demonstrating his intrigue to discover what is going on, is a wide grin and a laugh. This is great as it really does highlight his alien side once again, while still being wary of what the threat may be. The alien aspect of the Doctor's character is important, especially for the Ninth Doctor in particular, as this post-war incarnation should be feeling the after effects still. And this highlights how he still has that intrigue that the previous incarnations have evoked so passionately, whilst needing to have fun in order to overcome his recent torments. Furthermore, another really poignant scene in this episode is when the space pig gets shot by the soldier and how the Doctor remarks how it was scared and was never hostile, proceeding then to scold the soldier for his actions. One final positive for me is the Slitheen design, which is great, and it is clear that work went into their look. The baby face juxtaposed with the fat body is a nice touch and really does increase the threat level. However, I'm not so keen on the giant claws, as I think this makes them a bit overpowered, which is prevalent in the beginning of the next episode. Another nice touch is the decision to make the Slitheen a family name and not just the name of their species, with them each having their own selection of names, such as one being Blon Felfoch Pasimir Day Slitheen. One negative for me is the slow reveal of the Slitheen during this episode, in particular the head sipping, which gets monotonous and repetitive after a while. Also, it's goofy how they all stand there and watch the zipping occur, as opposed to actually escaping. Seems rather ridiculous to me. There's a very good reason the Slitheen only returned to the series once again, in Boomtown, and instead were one of the main threats in the Sarah Jane adventures. That, of course, being that they are much more suited for a younger audience, as although they provide adequate comic relief, it is simply adequate at best, and there are only so many fart jokes you can make. While the first two-parter of the series is a good start, it is certainly made up of moments, and strictly moments. I look back on this episode with fondness and a large amount of nostalgia, but it could have done with a bit more polish and some better execution in places. However, in terms of an overall score, I'm afraid you'll have